Now that you've downloaded the appliance installer, let's get started. Execute the zip file Azure Migrate Installer file as an administrator and select the appliance type as VMware. Choose the cloud type and whether the appliance will be set up with public endpoint or private endpoint connectivity. After the zip file execution is completed, the Appliance Configuration Manager web app is launched automatically. The first check ensures that you can connect to the necessary Azure endpoints. If the server is running behind a proxy server, add the proxy server details. Authentication and non-authentication type of proxy servers are supported. If authentication-based proxy is used, you can enter those details. The time sync check ensures that the time in the appliance is in sync with Azure to ensure that discovery is done smoothly. The next step is where you register this appliance with the Azure Migrate project. Here we need to paste the project key that we had created in Azure Portal. In this step, upgrade and registration operations are executed together. By default, auto upgrade is enabled, and you don't need to worry about the management of the appliance. The next step is where you need to log into Azure. The user account that you use here should have sufficient privileges to register the appliance to the project. After the prerequisites checks are completed, add the credentials of the vCenter that manages the VMware VMs. Selected machines can be discovered from VMware environment using a scoped vCenter account. You can enter a friendly name for the credentials, followed by username and password. Now we need to provide the vCenter details. Provide the FQDN or IP address and port information of the vCenter. By default, the appliance communicates to vCenter over port 443. If the vCenter is listening on a different port, you can specify the port number. Select the friendly name that we used for the credentials. The credentials added here are always stored inside the appliance. The credentials are encrypted using Data Protection APIs or DPA API. That's a secure 256 encryption. Now we have successfully added the vCenter as the discovery source. With these details, the appliance can discover the machines and the vCenter with server metadata like OS info, disk info, CPU info, and memory info would be populated in Azure Portal for deeper discovery of software inventory. Agentless dependency analysis and discovery of SQL and .NET workloads. You need to provide the server credentials. Here we can add different type of credentials. We can either add domain credentials for a set of servers or add non-domain credentials like Windows, Linux, and SQL credentials. By providing this pool of credentials, Appliance would intelligently map these credentials and discover software inventory, perform dependency analysis, and discover SQL and .NET workloads. If you are facing any issues with respect to Appliance, you can execute run diagnostics to self-diagnose the issues without the need to open a support incident. After adding all the credentials, click on Start Discovery to initiate the discovery process. It is recommended to wait at least 24 hours to gather performance and utilization data. The agent provides Alex with a complete list of his inventory, which includes a combination of servers, databases, and web apps. Alex doesn't remember what sort of inventory he has and casually asks the agent about it. Show me workloads that are Windows OS. Show Linux OS workloads. List web applications. The agent lists a complete set of web applications found in the project. Alex browses through them to determine that the response is indeed accurate and continues to create and summarize a business case, which he wants to name Contoso Lift and Shift. Summarize my business case, Contoso Lift and Shift. The agent generates a business case for migration of the discovered workloads with minimize migration time preference. Alex is informed that a business case helps analyze the ROI for migration and modernization. Alex sees the summary of the generated business case and glances through the stated numbers. He has more questions about the savings and how they are being achieved. How are the savings achieved? The agent gives him a detailed breakdown of the saving numbers from multiple sources, such as ESU savings, AHUB benefits, and more. It details how the savings are achieved and what Alex can do to achieve even more savings. Alex continues to interact with the agent to understand the details of the business case and different aspects of the savings. Compare this with a migration strategy of modernize in the business case Contoso Modernize. The comparison shows that both strategies yield savings. While lifting and shifting would reduce the effort for migration and provide continuity for management, it would cost more than modernizing to Azure VMs. Since lifting and shifting to Azure VMs is the quicker migration option, and Alex is looking to do a quick migration, Alex is inclined towards doing a lift and shift migration. He now wants to know the Azure readiness of his workloads. What is the readiness of my workloads for moving to Azure? The agent clearly calls out 99% of Alex's inventory is ready to migrate to Azure without any conditions, while some of the inventory is ready to migrate but with certain conditions. Since Alex wants to do a lift and shift migration, he expects this percent to be 100% with all his servers and web apps moving to Azure VMs. After Alex is satisfied with the response, he observes that the agent recommends Alex to create the landing zone before moving the workloads sequentially. Generate my platform landing zone. The agent explains landing zone to Alex as the resilient cloud foundation provide a scalable, secure, and well-governed environment designed to protect workloads against outages and disruptions. The agent explains each field in the template so that Alex can understand what they mean and provide custom values in case he has any. Alex doesn't have any custom values and is interested to proceed with the default values, generate with defaults. The agent assumes default values from Alex's environment and plugs them into the template, and then provides a Terraform template that Alex can download and deploy. What can be done post-download? The agent responds with guidance on how to deploy the landing zone in a step-by-step fashion. Alex completes the deployment and is ready to proceed to the final phase of migrations. Help me get started with migration execution. The agent details all the steps that Alex needs to do on the portal to complete his migrations. And with this, Alex successfully completes his migration in record time, all thanks to the migration agent.